Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our flight into the deep of this language. We are coming across some big concepts recently. We talk about joys and sorrows coexisting, and we talked about overjoyed. You're going to tear up, that kind of emotional expression. And today we're going to continue with the concept sorrow. 悲从中来. Okay, 悲从中来. Well, when we speak it, we seldom use it actually in our spoken language. I seldom say 悲从中来. Actually, no. It's a totally written expression. We saw that in books. So 悲从中来 still, it's a existing and relatively common used in Chinese expression, 悲从中来. So when we talk, we're doing the storytelling thing, right? Or talk about something happened to the character, and then 悲从中来. And then with this, it's almost like a signal sending to the reader. Okay, something emotional next, almost like a director of the movie, kind of action, emotional now. 悲从中来. So we're talking about joy, negation of the heart, that's sorrow. 从 I translate it as from, but a originally means follow. You see this two human figure thing, it means one person is following another person. They're walking the same direction. So that's the kind of follow. And eventually this follow concept means from, like you're following somebody, and that's how you I guess how you start. I never made this logical connection, like how following eventually turn out to be from, 从. Okay. Yeah, I guess if you say one follows another, and that another is the origin, and this one can be explained by the other. So that's the kind of 从. Okay. 中, we talked about this block is our mouth symbol. It's also multifunctional. It simply means a contained entity with a border, right? So this is a block, its own space, an entity, something, right? And then we cut a straight line right in the middle. Imagine the magic of a person put in a box, kind of like coffin looking thing, and then the magician cut in the middle and separate the two portions. Visually, it looks like just like that. So that means somewhere in the middle. And light comes from, looks like this. It kind of keeps the original look of this, kind of. But you see here, if we have, this is like a arm, right? So this is a person, this cross horizontal, the main frame here, it's like a person, and these, I don't know what that is actually. I cannot have three legs, right? Okay, it's probably not a person, it's a tree, I guess. That's the origin of the tree. We talked about the cross with the canopies at the bottom, and the canopy, my interpretation is, of course, the canopy doesn't facing downward, but this simply signifies the space. So there is a segment of space here that the trunk of the tree is pretty tall and the canopy is on the top. That's originally the canopy. Okay, so here, this, what do you call it? Like a little person symbol. This, what do you call it in English? Zigzag, not zigzag, but this thing, sharp tipped thing, kind of a triangle missing the bottom thing. Simply, I mean, it's a signal. It's a symbol that means something growing in between the trees. So it's agriculture-based society, and the symbols simply means the crops. Something is going to be harvested, and it's growing among the tree. So it's close to the canopy, kind of hanging low, right? And then you can take these off. And this means you're expecting, you as a farmer, as a language user, expecting something grown and can be harvested. And that's the concept of come. So that's what's going to come. That's the expectation. That's the future. That's your wealth, right? You're growing it on the tree right now. Okay, so 被从中来. Okay, so this follow in the middle comes. So it kind of describes nothingness, because 从中来 means, okay, the sorrow comes from the middle. So this middle is abstract of middle of something. So it's in the context of storytelling. So something happened to the person, and then that's the middle, that's the context, right? And the sorrow, this context from all of this happened before, that is the middle, and it comes from like following, like sequentially right after, on the heels of the previous occurrence, that comes the sorrow. Okay, I hope I explain it. So 被从中来, it's hard to translate because in English we don't exactly have, okay, now it's time to come the sorrow emotion. So that's basically what it is. So I do a little alliteration over here, sorrow source, and happen to come across this expression. I think it's universal truth too, about humor. And because recently we talked about joy and sorrow, they are polar emotions. One is joy, content, you have your plant, you have a farming, you have a drumming, music, and you're smiling, life is good, that's joy. And 悲 is a concept of negation of heart, right? It's not this, like you are somehow not reconciled to reality, you're not enjoying what's in front of you, that's the negation. And when you're not aligned with reality, you don't accept it, you don't like what's happening right now, that's a kind of sorrow. And that is the source of humor, when you cannot reconcile. That's how you try to find ways, almost like your brain have to come to work to rescue you from the sorrowful situation, to make fun of this bad situation. And that's the source of humor. Okay, human intelligence, a lot is, shown on humor, because we can pull ourselves out of this sorrow situation by making fun of it. Wow. Catching to the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.